Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? I hope everything is going great for you. I'm sorry that I can't be here with you guys today, but I have created this video because I want to push forward with our stuff with functions, our lessons with functions, and I know you guys are amazing, and this is going to be easy for you guys, hopefully. And if not, just write down your questions in your notebook, and we can definitely go over this tomorrow. No problem, okay? So just try your best. Pay attention, take some notes, and I think that you'll see some patterns to these problems that we've looked at previously in a few chapters ago. We're kind of stepping it up and refining it now to make them more applicable to this functions stuff that we've been doing the last couple of days. Okay, so even just looking at this right off the bat, you can see this f of x equals mx plus b, and it looks a lot like this guy that we saw a little while ago. Okay, and that's our y equals mx plus b, and that's our equation of a line, remember, in slope-intercept form. Okay, so our equation of a line, and even looking at this as f of x equals mx plus b, we call that a linear function, and you can even see the word line in the word linear function. So as you guys grow up in the math world and take more advanced classes, they start getting rid of this y sometimes, and they'll use f of x, and so it's just basically a fancy way for saying y. So f of x and y are the same thing. You can use them interchangeably, and that's what I have here in this box. So this box right here is really important, this purple and blue one. It's going to basically be our guide for today to push forward with the problems. This gap right here, look at where my cursor is. And this gap right here, there's no purpose to it other than the fact that I had made a little typo, so I widened it out. Okay, so let's go through this little box together, start copying it down, put it in your notes. F of x equals y, so that's just to remind you guys that f of x and y are the same thing. So if at any time you ever get confused with f of x, just scratch it out and call it y. X is whatever is in the parentheses here, okay? So let's say I gave you something like f of 2. Our x, if we had to pull out what x is for this equation, f of x equals mx plus b, the x part of it would be 2. Okay, so whatever's in the parenthesis, we call that x. Our m is the slope, just like it's always been, even since we were freshmen. And our b, to find b, basically if we can pull out what y is, what x is, and what our slope is, we can find b by just plugging it into the equation and solving it out. But I'm giving you guys a little shortcut. So if any of the problems have an f of 0 in it, then whatever the number is on the other side of the equal sign, that's what our b is. So if I had f of 0 equals 4, our b would be 4. Okay, so whatever I have equal to 0, that's our b. So if I had f of 0 equals negative 12, our b is going to be negative 12. So if we have a 0 in here, you guys, whatever we have on the other side is going to be our b. But that only works when it's f of 0. So here's the directions for today. I want you to give me a linear function in the form of f of x equals mx plus b. Again, if this f of x equals mx plus b is weird for you, why don't we call it y equals mx plus b, okay? But I want your final answer to look like this, to be in this form. Remember when we were doing this a long time ago? The only letters that you guys were filling in for me were M and B in the final answer, okay? So the same rules apply. You're not going to be plugging in anything for f of x in your final answer. You're not going to give me anything for x in the final answer. All I want is M and B in the final answer. So here we go. In this, let's sort out what exactly we have, okay? So we need to have a y, we need to have an m, we need to have an x, and we need to have a b, okay? I'm putting a star next to m and b because those are the ones that need to be included in our final answer. So let's see what we can pull out of here. So m and b are important, so let's see if we can pull those out first. So in number 1 in the green here, they tell us what m is. They give it to us right here, right? M is negative 3. Here, do they give us what b is? They actually do give us what b is. They give us what b is because right here they gave us f of 0 equals 12. So remember this trick I told you guys up here? If they give you an f of 0, whatever the number is on the other side, that is automatically our b. So we have 12. So since we already have the two things that we need, you guys, we don't have to do any more work. All that happens here is I rewrite my equation. F of x equals mx plus b, and instead of m, you guys know now that m is -3, so I'm going to take out that m and call it -3. You know that b is 12, so I'm going to take out this b and call it 12, and that's it. So our final answer for this is f of x equals -3x plus 12. So this is really similar to what we did back in chapter 3. Okay, let's look at another one maybe where f of 0 may not be 12. Here we go. So all the things that we need to be able to help us solve this are, we need to figure out what y equals if we can, m equals, x equals, and b equals. I'm putting a star next to m and b just so that we remember those are the only two things that are going to get considered when we give our final answer, okay? So let's pull this out. M equals 4, so I'm going to put a 4 right there. We have f of 2 equals 7. So remember, whatever's in the parenthesis is our x. So our x is 2. To figure out what y is, it's whatever is on the other side of the equal sign, okay? So this is applicable, you guys, when this is not 0. So this number on the other side is our y when it's not 0. So we have 7 here. Okay, and b we don't know right now because since they didn't give us an f of 0, we don't know what b is. So let's plug in everything that we possibly can. So remember, our equation we're aiming for is f of x equals mx plus b. But watch me, look up here. F of x, remember, and y are the exact same thing. So I'm going to scratch that out and call this y, and let's substitute everything we have right now. Y equals 7. M equals 4, our x is 2, and we don't know what b is, so I'm just going to put plus b. So our goal here is to solve for b. 7 equals 4 times 2 is 8, plus b. Move that 8 over, move that 8 over, cancels out. 7 minus 8, -1, right? So here's what happens. Now I know that b is -1, so I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to take out this question mark because I know what b is now. B is -1. Okay. So I'm going to fill in for everything that I have just like I did up here in number 1. F of x equals m is 4. I leave x as x minus 1. So final answer for this is f of x equals 4x minus 1. So this 4 is from the m. This -1 is from the b, and that's all we fill in. Okay. Let's try number 3. Number 3 is a little different, right? This time I did not give you guys what m was directly. I gave you two functions basically. So what does this mean to us? Remember, whatever's in the parentheses is x. And then on the other side, since this isn't an f of 0, none of these are f of 0s, these guys have to be y. Okay, let's turn these into a point. How about that? So for this first function, if x is 3 and y is 12, we have that. In this one, if x is 5 and y is -2, we have that. So wow, we have 2 points right now. Is there any way we know how to find a slope with 2 points? We do, right? We find the slope with 2 points with this equation. So don't forget this stuff, you guys. We need it forever and ever, so don't forget this. Here we go. Let's plug in. Our y2 is -2. Our y1 is 12. x2 is 5. x1 is 3. So simplify this for me, you guys. Negative 2 minus 12. 5 minus 3. I can reduce that even further to negative 7. So I know that my m for this is negative 7. So let me draw a line here so that we can start sorting out our information, okay? So we're still on number 3. So I remember I'm trying to figure out what y equals, what m equals, what x equals, and what b equals, okay? So all this work that I just did right now, it helped me find m, okay? So I figured out that m is negative 7. Now what we do, just like what we did before, we pick our favorite point, so either 312 or 5, negative 2, whichever one you guys want to work on, doesn't matter. And pick your favorite point, and let's fill in for x and y, okay? So let's go with point 2, 5, negative 2, okay? Doesn't matter which one you guys pick, you're going to get the same answer for either way, okay? So y is negative 2, x is 5, and I still need to find for b, so all I'm doing, remember to do that, is I plug it into this guy and solve for b. So y is negative 2, m is negative 7, x is 5, and let's solve. Okay. So I have negative 2, and then we have negative 7 times 5 is negative 35, plus b. Remember, I'm trying to get this b all by himself, so let's move this 35 over. What happens to these 35s on this right side? They cancel out. Okay. So I'm left with a b on the right side. Negative 2 plus 35 is positive 33, so I can fill in b now up here and call it 33. And here we go. So I'm filling in for f of x equals mx plus b because I'm ready now to do my final answer. So remember, if you need to star m and b so you don't forget, those are the two things you're really aiming to solve for. So I know that m is negative 7, so I'm going to put that there. I leave the x, and then b is positive 33, so I plug that in. So final answer for this guy is f of x equals negative 7x plus 33. Very good. So I hope this is okay, you guys. Write your questions down so we can go over them in class tomorrow. Let's try number 4 and see how we go. So again, I gave you two functions. You don't know what m is right off the bat, so you guys are going to have to solve that yourself using this y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. If you guys forgot, again, how to pull out the x2, x1, y2, y1, there's your x1, here's your x2. All the stuff in the parentheses are x's. On the other side of the equal signs, those are our y's. Okay, and just solve this out now. So maybe it might help to put in a point. So in this first function, x is 3, y is 2. And in the second function, x is 12, y is 4. So just solve this out. y2 is 4, y1 is 2, x2 is 12, and then x1 is 3. And if we solve this out, 2 over 12 minus 3 is 9. So my slope for this guy is 2 over 9. Okay, and so here we go. Let's start sorting out all the information we have now. So we have y, m, I'm going to put a star so I don't forget I have to solve for that, x, and b, put a star. And here we go. M is 2 over 9. Pick your favorite point out of these two to work with. So I'm going to go with the first one because 3 and 2 looks a little bit more doable than 12 and 4. But either way, you guys are going to get the same answer. Let's plug in for everything that we have. So y is 2. M you guys found was 2 over 9. Our x is 3. Plus b. We got this ugly fraction that I know all of you love. So let's do this. Let's combine the 2 and the 3 first. The 2 over 9 times 3. If you guys want to do this, and this is horrible, let's put the 3 over 1 because that's making it a fraction. Okay, and all you're doing is you're timesing them. Okay, so this 2 on the left side, it stays, and we go and work on the tops. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6. 9 times 1 is 9 plus b. Okay, if you want to reduce the fraction, you can, but let's just get this over with the fraction because I know you guys hate them. So here we go. Let's multiply everything in this line by the denominator. Okay, so denominator for this is 9, right? So I'm taking a 9 and putting it on the outside, and it's going to the 2, to the 6, and it's going to the b as well. Okay, so here we go. 9 times 2 is 18. When we do the 9 and the 6 over 9, remember these two guys cancel out, the 9's cancel out, so all that's left is just that 6. 9 plus b, or 9 times b, is 9b, and that's what we're left with. Okay, I'm going to finish this up here. So I have 18 equals 6 plus 9b. Let's solve for b. Okay, so leave this guy here, move the 6 over, so let's subtract it. 18 minus 6 is what, sweet people? It's 12, so be careful. Sorry. And we're left with 9b. Okay, and here we go. Let's divide by 9. Cancels. Now this is going to give us a better answer. Reduce this fraction for me. They both go in. They both have a 3 that can go into it, so we get 4 over 3 is b. I apologize. All of that work for this. Here we go. Last and final thing we have to do is plug it back into f of x equals mx plus b. And here we go. M is 2 over 9. And then b is 4 over 3. So final answer for this is f of x equals 2 over 9x plus 4 over 3. So what I'm going to do here, you guys, once I upload this to YouTube or wherever I'm going to end up uploading this, I'm going to put the link for this video here somewhere on the bottom of the page somewhere, so you guys can go and watch it again if you need to watch it tonight to help you with the homework, okay? So hopefully this is okay. Take some notes. When I put the link up, you guys will be able to watch it as many times as you need to, go through your notes again, rewind it, whatever, and again, write your questions down so I can help you guys tomorrow, but I need you guys to try, okay? Very good. See you guys soon. Bye.